Rob's shed is actually just full of awesome stuff like this. And this, it's packed. Never actually given you a proper look around this shed. This is Rob's Mitsubishi shed. Yeah, so Rob used to be in the shed with all of us when we had our original shed, which is over that way somewhere. Most of you don't know where that is, but it's over this way somewhere. Buying and selling and breaking and importing Mitsubishi Evos primarily. And because it started getting big enough, he decided to go out on his own and have his own shed. So literally right around the corner from where we're usually doing our bullshit, he just has an awesome shed full to the brim with Evos. It's pretty cool. We kind of just take it for granted because we all hang around with each other and you don't realize how incredible it is to walk into a shed full to the brim with fucking amazing Evos. Ruben's here as well.
I'm here, I brought the water.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah. Celtic Pure.
Are you a Celtic Pure?
Celtic Pure shite.
Yeah. Rob hates the camera.
Yeah.
Told me he doesn't really want to be on it, so I'm not going to directly annoy him with it, but I am going to ask him questions. Like, our shed is full of, well, it's not really full of 8.6s, but it's full of crap. Hi. Ruben's making a Snapchat of us. But yeah, Rob's shed is actually just full of awesome stuff like this. And this, it's packed. So basically, he stores cars for people, which is stuff that's under the covers, and then he just acquired his own collection. There's all varieties here, even this amazing wagon. We'll just kind of go through some of them and just have a look because there's a lot of interesting stuff here and we'll try and get it all in. So we'll start with this badass little Mirage. So it's a Myvec Mirage. What year is it? 00.
One of the last ones.
Yeah, this is one of the last ones. These came into Ireland a lot back in the day, but most of them are dead. People just crashed them, broke them, or they rusted.
I broke shitloads.
You broke a lot of them. So a thing that Rob does, which a lot of people hate on, is he actually breaks Mitsubishis for a living. That's how he gets to fund his fun. Judging by all the parts that are on the shelves, how many Evos do you think you broke?
Too many. Considering they're all most of the dashes.
Right, so all of these over here are the dashes from the cars. Just a quick backstory on that. So Ireland had a economic recession, much like the rest of the world, and nobody was making any money out of Evos. So Rob was buying them, and there was more money to be made out of taking them apart. So he'd done that for quite a long time. It was the only way to make your money back off these cars. So yeah.
And they were cheap.
And they were cheap. And a lot of them are rusty because anyone that's a Mitsubishi enthusiast will know that they didn't really seal them that well from factory. In fact, they did a really bad job, and the Irish climate does not play well to the Mitsubishi Evo. You picked it up like a month or two ago.
Yeah.
So it was in shed for 10 years. She's a bit of a minter.
I was the first person to ever enter the Evo.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
12 years of being in Evo.
Wow. It's got some little cool stickers on it. Why have one when you can have two? So you imported this from Japan just...
Yeah, that was already on its way.
Yeah, you bought this before you even decided to buy this.
Yeah.
So now you have two of these. Used for rallycross in Japan, I would imagine. It's got little Enki rally sport wheels. It's actually quite clean, but you have said that it's gotten quarter panels.
Yeah, it's had 4 panels sealed. All the passenger sides.
Right, so all of this side of the car has been replaced. Yeah, it's only in. When did you pick it up? Like about a month ago. Check this. Tri-carbon bonnet. What kind of spec does it have? It has a cage, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has Cusco cage, coilovers, diff, full exhaust, loads of shit.
Yeah. This is going to be Rob's little track car. Yeah.
Got a big stupid front car.
Oh yeah, for fucking ramping off stuff. It's cool. This was a little rally car in Japan. Probably never see the road though, will it?
Yeah,
You never know. Is it? How much is VRT on one of these things?
600.
So yeah, in Ireland we have VRT, which is where they get the current market value of the car, and then they charge you 23%? 36%. So it's kind of killing the Irish import scene. But if the car is over 30 years old, it's a flat fee of €200. So thanks, Irish government. Yeah, it's cool. I guess for the Americans, I don't know if they got this. I don't know if you guys got this shape. I know that they're called the Colt in Ireland. The hatchback was only in Europe as the Colt, and in Japan then as the Mavic. Thought I knew a lot about these, but they get kind of confusing because then there's the Asti, which has the boot, and that's a Mirage Asti. There's a DC5 hiding underneath this. This is someone's car has been stored here, so we won't go prodding at it. So this is an Evo 9 wagon. It was the first one in the country when you imported it. Now there's 3 of them.
3. There was 4. I broke 4.
Yeah. So Rob brought one in, and because the VRT was.
And the last one I know brought in was $6,000.
Right. So like we said, that's the vehicle retention tax.
Registration.
Vehicle registration. Why did I say retention?
Retention. Because you're retarded.
So it's vehicle registration tax.
It's a retarded tax.
It is.
The tax man is watching.
36%. So that's killing like newish imports in Ireland, because basically they go on to like an English website and then they get the value of the car, and most
probably overpriced value.
Yeah, it's mostly inflated, and then they add that onto what you've already paid for the car in Japan, including your fees and the 23% VAT.
As an example, for an R34 GTO is probably about 30 or 40,000 euros on top of the VAT, which is probably about 12 grand, and import duty and stuff.
Yeah.
And an R32 Skyline for a set of number plates is about, I don't know.
Yeah. So to have your number plates and to have your car road legal, you have to pay VRT. He went all out with this yoke. What? Can we pop the bonnet and?
No, absolutely not.
The bonnet, you mean the hood?
The hood, man. Pop the hood. Right. So this is Rob's pride and joy. This is what he put all his effort into over the last 3 years. So, this fully built Tomy engine.
Yep, just over standard.
600.
Go away, you spoofer. So yeah, Rob's just bullshitting us here.
Probably 450.
Right.
480.
You haven't bothered mapping around like that, did you? Just say cool, great stuff, Rob. The car can be over 500 horsepower.
Tomy, what turbo's on?
Tomy.
It's Tomy everything. This is Tomy. This is Tomy. Is this Tomy? No. Okay, that's not Tomy. This is Grady. We ran out of things there. Most of these wagons were automatic, and this came in pretty standard. So this is an Evo 6 engine that Rob went to town on. There's a ridiculous spec on this. We actually did a photo feature on this car about a year ago, which I will put in the description. What are the front wings? Are they Varis or charge speed?
She's Paul's down blue.
It's got the work XSAs, which Rob hates. He just chucked them on it because he sold. What did you have on it when we shot photos of it?
The tracers were on it.
Yeah, the tracers. Some Ken style. Ken style, unless anyone else has something else to say. Maybe someone knows what it is, but yeah, he picked this up on Upgarage. These are fairly amazing. They only did this with the 9. They didn't actually bother making a wagon out of any of the other generations. And then they kind of just discontinued it then, so it's just the only one that came in wagon form. So this, I would certainly rather an Evo wagon, I think, over a Subaru. I like the leather brides. Yeah, the wagon's amazing. I would like to do a proper video on it, but it's off the road at the moment, so maybe another time. Next year, when it's back on the road. Yeah. So Rob likes to take stuff apart and then put stuff back together a lot. We should go and maybe talk about your car that used to be yours. So this was what you were building before you got this.
The old shed,
yeah. So in the old shed, Rob was building this Evo 5. Gave up on it and sold it to his friend, and then as a shell, and then his friend threw a lot of your parts that you
sold most of the parts.
pretty much sold him all the parts to build this up. It's great. Remember that? Is it a Varis carbon roof?
Yeah, that was great fun.
So the intention was to go all out with this thing, but then Rob got distracted and bought a wagon from Japan and went
You were close.
all out. But you were close with this.
Yeah, it was 80%.
80%.
I was just waiting on front and back bumper and the blue lid to be painted, and then just got pissed off and sold it as a shell.
So this thing is pretty good, isn't it? It's got like, what kind of horsepower is
650, I think.
650-ish. It's got a Mackinnon front bumper. It's just got everything really. This thing is, I don't know, probably one of the most well-sorted Evos in the country. Most of them are kind of rally inspired because Ireland loves rallying, and I guess Tommy Mackinnon piloted one of these in the WRC, so a lot of people when they build Evos in Ireland, they have mud flaps and they try and make it look like it's a rally car, but I think Rob has steered a few people into building kind of street style Evos, and this definitely doesn't look like a rally car at all. No rotors, 0 rotors. The combination in Ireland with Evos is to just put rota GTRs on them, or rota Torques, or I don't know what they're called, but that and mud flaps. And the mud flaps are fair enough because we've got the shittiest roads ever, but it's nice to see just genuine Japanese built parts on a Japanese car. Very nice. So what you say it was
650.
650. He was planning on going all out with it again, wasn't he? And then
Yeah, he needed to change the cams.
right.
The cams were letting him down.
Okay.
He got sensible and got an Evo 10 instead.
So he's got an Evo 10, yeah, and just swapped this. He didn't swap it, did he? He swapped it. Yeah. This is probably one of the most aggressive Evo 5s in Ireland, is it? Like, I would imagine it's
I think so.
be in the top 5, top 10.
Yeah. Definitely the one that's had the most money thrown at him.
Yeah, he's throwing a lot of money at this. It's probably giving you a lot of business.
And even the last fellow had it that I bought.
Yeah. This used to be the drag car, was it? That was up in Enniskillen. Is that this shell?
Yeah.
The Advan one.
Yeah, it was 820 brake.
So at one stage this was probably the fastest Evo 5 in Ireland.
Yeah.
It was, wasn't it? When it was at Enniskillen it was running fucking...
It ran a 10.
It ran at 10. I think I've got photos of it when it was in the other shed. I'll throw them up here. Yeah, this is a great car, man. Most of the time it spends its life in storage. You can't really drive these things in the winter because of the salt on the roads, so they live here. I like this. Just the false car. Yeah. Oh, what a head fuck. So this came in with a Tomy Genesis engine in it. This had the most insane spec ever. And yeah, you killed it.
Yeah.
You killed this car. We obviously made a nice profit out of it because the car had like literally the most insane spec. Look at that for it, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of potential there. It actually just looks like it could be the coolest car ever someday. RPN 1s off the R33? R33 GTR N1 car. Incredibly rare, and it actually says it on it. Racing model for BCN R33 N1. It didn't come in with those wings though, did it?
Put this wheel back on. Or the bumper.
What's the bumper?
And technical.
Right, and the wings are...
Bars.
Right, and the bonnet is...
TBO.
Yeah. That's a nice mismatched cocktail of aero up the front, but it actually looks fucking incredible. Ganadors are nice on it too. At the moment, this is just a shell. Rob might get around to doing it someday, but you can kind of see the potential. What's the rear spoiler as well, Rob?
Possibly.
Right. Ah, it's so nice. It just looks like the standard one with an extra little lip on it. Missing a bit here. So this is an Evo 4 shell and it's got Evo 5 arches stuck onto it. Just people that are confused. And they're similar shell, are they? They're pretty much the same shell.
No, there's a few differences, not major.
But they're like 4, 5 and 6 are fairly identical. Yeah, you can just kind of more or less interchange a lot of the parts. We talked about this before in a video. It had an engine in it, yeah, I know. I didn't get a chance to actually film it. Can't actually keep up with Rob. He's got to make money, he's a business, so he had an idea with the car and then needed to shift some parts, so it's back to being a rolling shell. But I do think this is the coolest Evo 5 I've ever seen in real life, and I would like you to finish it. It's got a Varus white arch kit on it, Varus bonnet. That's not the Varus front bumper, is it?
K's Auto.
K's Auto bumper. It flows really well with that, doesn't it?
Yeah, that came off the white car.
Alright. Plan for this is well sorted track car maybe.
It's good to have it.
It will have a lot of silly parts.
That's what I want to do with the red car, so.
Yeah. So the plan that was supposed to happen with this has now been transferred to the yellow car. You were tempted to kill the idea, but I think you're back. You're just going to leave it here for now and just wait.
Yeah, just leave it for now.
I think this thing needs to be finished. It's fucking amazing. I like your collection then of just... These are all the Evos that are gone. If you're looking for any Evo parts and you're in Europe, you should probably give Rob a shout. He has a shed full of them. He's trying to sell a lot of it, so everything's for sale. I think, yeah, you've got a bit of a carbon fetish. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool shit. There's all your Evo spoilers. I know there's a lot of people in America that are probably going to be quite sad about this because you guys are only getting Evos now, and I see like Adam LZ and other people importing Evos, but we've had them for a really long time, and sadly a lot of them are dead. Here is the unloved Mitsubishi, the forgotten one. This is a 3000 GT, Mitsubishi GTO. A few of these came into Ireland over the years. I guess it was their answer to the Supra and the RX-7. It just doesn't have the same following really at all. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. Is it? Too heavy? Are they? What's in these? A V6? I don't know anything about them. All I know is I really like the look of them. Rob managed to pick this up for 1,000 bobs. Bobs is in euros. I think they're a really nice car. It just looks like it should belong next to the RX-7, the Supra, Skyline, and then the GTO. I guess you kind of have plans for this someday, but just live it down here and restore it. There literally is, I don't know. I wonder how many of these are even on the road in Ireland. Less than 10.
That was parked up for 12 or 14 years.
Wow. Yeah, there's a yellow 5RS that's completely forgotten about thrown under this cover because there's too much going on. And then there's a couple of cool things stored. We'll just peek a wheel. There's a nice Advan RG2. This is an Evo 5. Is it 5? Yeah.
Wait, lad.
Titanium.
Yeah.
Is it?
Did you clean it with WD-40, did you?
Oh, Jesus.
Like, how could you believe this? That's very unrealistic. It's not even.
No one can sense the...
Yeah. Well, some people know like that this stuff is light, but
Yeah.
this is unrealistic. It shouldn't be sold. It shouldn't be available. It's not good. Fuck titanium.
On the scale.
Yeah, you need to inventory all this stuff and get it on the web. People probably need Evo parts. Rob has those Evo parts. Hope you enjoyed that. I guess it was cool to just show you a look at Rob's shed. His shed is literally right around the corner from ours, and it's just packed full of amazing Evos. And I know Rob hates the camera, and he didn't really want to talk at all on camera, but I got some information out of him, so that's good. And yeah, I'm just going to leave you with some artsy shots of these cars. Bye, Rob.
Bye.
You here for the rally, are you?
I don't see no fucking rally around here.
Are you here for the rally?
Ah, Jesus, slow down, Tommy!